I'm going to be ranking the best shooting guards in NBA 2K23. My team, we have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have about 25 of the best shooting guards in the game. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below who are some of your guys' favorite shooting guards in my team right now, and let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But looking at the first shooting guard here is going to be Pink Diamond Booker. I think D-Book probably going to be in that B tier category. He's a very decent overall shooting guard. I don't think he's anything too crazy. I mean, yes, he's going to be good offensively, but the card really isn't going to fit the meta this year. He's 6'6" with a 6'6" wingspan. Like I said, he's going to be a good offensive card. 94 3 ball, 96 mid range. He's going to have 90 speed, 90 acceleration, which is all cool and all very good. But defensively, that's where he's definitely going to be a liability. Only having a 60 block, 60 interior defense, and overall not going to be the best of defenders. Driving to the basket, only going to have an 80 driving dunk and a 45 standing dunk. So I will say, if you want this card to 3 hunt and you know how to use his step backs, and if you know how to use this card, he can definitely be a lot higher than A tier. But I would say for the average Myteam user, the people that use this card, I would say he's probably going to be in the B tier category. Talking about Pink Diamond Klay Thompson, I would say he's going to be an A tier. I don't think he's a top 5 shooting guard. If you guys don't know, S tier is my top 5 shooting guards in the game. So I would say Klay Thompson probably not going to be in that top 5 range. So I think A tier is going to be a really good spot for Klay. He's going to be a really good two-way shooting guard, can shoot the 3 and going to be a very good defender as well. Looking at a guy like Diamond Corey, I'm going to mess up his name again. It's like Magady or something like that. I think I always say Maggot, but I think it's like Magady is how you pronounce his name. He's actually not that bad for a diamond card. Like, he's one of the better diamond shooting guards in the game. He's 6'6" with a 6'8" wingspan, and I would probably take him over a guy like Booker because he's going to be a better defender than Devin Booker. He's going to be better going to the rim. He's about the same speed and athleticism, right? He might not be as good offensively, but defensively, he's going to be a lot better than a guy like D-Book. Jump shot wise, he also does have the D-Raw base, which is a really good base this year. So you can maybe argue D-Book is still better, but I'd say it's very close between Devin Booker and Corey Magady. Looking at DeMar DeRozan, I would say he's just a tier above a guy like Booker. I would say he's probably going to be in that A tier category. I might even move him down to B tier later in the video. We'll have to see how the tier list plays out, but I think for now, he's going to be in that A tier category. Talking about Opal Clyde, I think Clyde is barely just going to miss out on the top 5. We'll talk about the top 5 shooting guards once we get to them, but I think Clyde Drexler is still an amazing shooting guard. Obviously going to be a Galaxy Opal, so still super high tier, and he's going to be one of the best rim runners in the game, and that's what you want to use Clyde for, is going to be for the rim running. He's got a 98 driving dunk, 97 vertical, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, so he's going to be super fast and obviously very elite at going to the rim, having 8 Hall of Fame finishing badges, including Slithery Finisher, Posterizer, Limitless Takeoff, Fearless Finisher, Fast Twitch, Aerial Wizard, and then Acrobat. And then playmaking wise, he's got Hall of Fame Quick First Step, Hyperdrive, Clamp Breaker, and then defensively, he's got Hall of Fame Chase Down, Off Ball Pass, Pogo Stick, and Workhorse as well. Because he is an Opal, so he's got 15 Hall of Fame badges, which is going to be really nice for a 6'7" shooting guard. So overall, I would say Clyde just barely going to miss out on the S tier category and going to be in my A tier spot. Talking about Diamond Eddie Jones, I think he's around the same level as a guy like Corey Magady and a guy like Booker. Like, him and Corey are going to be very similar shooting guards. So I'd say they're both going to be in that B tier category. Talking about the Dark Matter Dr. J, I mean, I think he's the best shooting guard in the game. I feel like everybody would maybe not agree that he's the best in the game, but that he's definitely going to be in the S tier spot. If my S tier is the top 5 shooting guards in the game, I would say everybody agrees this card is a top 5 shooting guard. Obviously, he's a Dark Matter, 20 Hall of Fame badges. I mean, the card's got literally perfect stats. Like, there's really no stat that he has a flaw in. He's got 20 Hall of Fame badges, like I said, and some of the best Hoff badges in my team, and he's also got one of the best jump shots in the game with the MJ dribble style. And I will say the only flaws with this card is I would like to see his card get updated and get his release time into quick, and then also get the normal leaner as well. If he gets those two things upgraded, I mean, this card becomes a lot better. He gets a quicker jump shot and he gets the normal leaner as well. So for me though, Dr. J easily going to be in the S tier category. Talking about Diamond George Gervin, I think he's actually a very solid card. I mean, he's very underrated, especially for a budget card. He's only about 10,000 MT, and he's going to be a very well-rounded shooting guard. So I would say he's going to be in that B tier category. Talking about Diamond Tyler Herro, unfortunately, I wish his card was a little bit better, but his jump shot this year really isn't the best. And he's obviously, you know, he's going to be a good defender stats wise, but he's only 6'5" at the shooting guard spot, is going to be a tiny bit undersized, isn't the best at going to the rim, you know, isn't the fastest. I mean, this card can shoot threes, but his jump shot is just a little bit weird this year. It's not really as good as it's been in past my team. So I would say he's probably going to be in my C tier category. Looking at Diamond Iguodala, I think him and George Gervin might get moved down to C tier. I mean, Iggy probably still in B tier though, and I feel like George Gervin is probably the worst shooting guard in B, but you know what, I gotta keep both of them in B tier because all of these diamond shooting guards are very, very similar. Like if you look at a guy like Iguodala, he's just gonna give you some amazing lockdown defense. Like we took a look at the defensive stats: 95 perimeter, 95 lateral quickness, 95 steal. Like you can't put that card in C tier because he's also got a 95 driving dunk, 84 3 ball. He's got a half decent jump shot, and he's got the MJ dribble style. So I feel like this card has to be at least in B tier because we all know Iguodala gonna play some amazing defense in game. So I'd say him and George Gervin gonna be in the B tier category. Talking about Galaxy Opal Jimmy Butler, I do think he's gonna be a top 5 shooting guard, probably right at the bottom of S tier though, probably gonna be number 4 or number 5. I think him and Clyde are gonna be definitely close, but I prefer Jimmy Butler because of the defense. Obviously gonna be one of the best on-ball defenders in the game. Talking about Pink Diamond Joe Johnson, I would say he's gonna be in C tier. Honestly, pretty surprising considering he's a Pink Diamond, but this Joe Johnson card, at least for me and when I've used this card, I don't think he's a very good card at all. I mean, yes, he's 6'7" with a 6'9" wingspan, but defensively going to be a little bit of a liability. Only an 80 driving dunk. He's going to be a little bit slow. 87 3 ball, or 87 speed, I should say. 3 ball wise, he does have a 91 3, 95 mid range, but his jump shot, really not the biggest fan of his release. Doesn't have the best dribble sig. So honestly, I think Joe Johnson gonna be in that C tier category. Talking about Pink Diamond Kobe Bryant, 1000% gonna be in my S tier category. Probably the second best shooting guard in the game, right behind a guy like Dr. J. He can do everything on the court. Obviously gonna be a really good rim runner, great defender, and he does have his jump shot on quick timing as well. So for me, Kobe Bryant, 1000% gonna be in the S tier category. Diamond Lance Stevenson, I would say is gonna be in C tier. He's actually not that bad of a budget shooting guard. Like I would honestly take him over Joe Johnson and Herro as well, but I don't think he's on the same level as guys like Eddie Jones, George Gervin, and Iguodala. I think they're going to be just a little bit better. Talking about Amethyst LeVert, honestly, you could consider this card in B tier. I would say he's going to be in the C tier category, though. He's actually a really good shooting guard, especially for only being an Amethyst. I think he's like the only Amethyst shooting guard on this list, but he's actually very elite. He's 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan. And he's going to be glitched defensively, so he's going to be really good on the defensive side of things. 90 steal, 92 lateral quickness, 91 perimeter. So I mean, defensively going to be really nice to have, and then offensively obviously can knock down some threes, and he does have the MJ dribble style as well. So for me, LeVert obviously going to be more of a budget card, but I still feel like he's going to be better than a guy like Herro, and maybe even better than a guy like Joe Johnson. Talking about Pink Diamond Middleton, I think he's going to be on the same tier as Joe Johnson. Very similar shooting guards. I mean, if you want to count the duo with Giannis, then maybe Middleton gets moved up to B tier, but just this card on its own without the duo, I think is going to be in the C tier spot. Talking about Pink Diamond MJ, I think he's going to be in B tier. I wouldn't say he's much higher than the B tier category though, because I think he's very similar to a guy like Iguodala, very similar to a guy like, you know, Corey and George Gervin. I think they're all going to be around the same tier, all really good defensive cards, and that are going to be really good at going to the rim. None of these cards, except for Booker, are going to be that good of 3-point shooters, like at least creating their own shots. They're just going to all be really good 3-and-D shooting guards, but I don't think they're on the same level as guys like Clyde and Klay. Talking about Pink Diamond Ray Allen, he's also going to be in that A tier category. Another very elite offensive card. This card obviously got a great jump shot, great 3-point shooter, having a 96 3 ball, 94 mid range, and having his jump shot on quick timing is going to be super nice to have. I think he's one of the more underrated shooting guards in the game. He's just going to be so elite on the offensive end. 90 driving dunk, 93 vertical. He's got Hall of Fame Deadeye, corner specialist, catch and shoot, and he's got pretty much every single shooting badge in the game, at least on gold. And then defensively, yes, he's not going to be the best, but it's not like he's a bad defender. He'll be able to hold his own at the shooting guard spot. And then animations wise, he's got the MJ dribble style and the normal leaner as well, the best dribble style and the best leaner in the game. So for me, I think Ray Allen's still going to be in that A tier category, kind of up there with guys like Klay Thompson and Clyde. Talking about Pink Diamond Ricky Davis, 1000% going to be in my S tier category. I think this one is pretty obvious in my opinion. I mean, the card's super elite, really good, you know, three hunter, really good defender, and obviously going to be one of the better shooting guards in the game. So for me, going to be in the S tier category. Talking about Pink Diamond Richard Jefferson, I think he's going to be B tier. I think RJ for me is going to be in the B tier category. He's a very well-rounded shooting guard, definitely can do everything on the court at a very elite level. Just his jump shot's going to be a huge liability. Release is very slow and very hard to green as well. So if he had a better jump shot, he would definitely be in the A tier category, maybe even an S tier. But I would say because of that release, he's going to be in the B tier category. Still a very all-around elite shooting guard though. Talking about Pink Diamond Artest, I think he's going to be on the same level as guys like Klay Thompson, Ray Allen. But I would say for me, he's honestly one of the best cards in A tier and very close to being in the S tier category. Talking about Pink Diamond Steve Smith, I think he's honestly not that bad of a card, but I think he's going to be on the same level as guys like Joe Johnson and Chris Middleton as well. Talking about Pink Diamond T-Mac, I'm going to keep him in A tier for now. We'll talk about him once we do the last card because I just want to get Vince Carter out the way. I do want to quickly check out Vince's stats because I haven't looked at this card in a while, but I know he's a really good rim runner, so maybe he's a little bit higher than C tier, but defensively going to be a liability. This card plays little to no defense because he's got barely any defensive badges, no clamps, no menace, like no anchor, like he's got really no defensive badges. Obviously going to be a really good rim runner, but his jump shot is a little bit slow and doesn't have the normal leaner, but does have the MJ dribble style. So I think maybe you could throw Vince Carter in B tier. I think I'm going to keep him in high C tier for now because I would take guys like Iguodala, MJ, George Gervin over a guy like Vince. But guys, we have to move one shooting guard from A tier up into the S tier category. So let me know down below which out of all these shooting guards in A tier would you guys move up into the S tier category. I think for me it's going to be between Ron Artest or T-Mac, and honestly it's a closer debate than you would think because usually in past my teams you would say it's T-Mac, no doubt, easily, you know, the choice you would go with, but T-Mac's jump shot really isn't that good this year, and the card doesn't feel as dominant as he, you know, normally is. And you can maybe even argue Jimmy Butler goes down to S tier, or A tier, I should say, and then Ron Artest and T-Mac go up to S tier, I should say. So let me know in the comment section down below how would you guys format the S tier category. But for me, I'm gonna move T-Mac up into S tier, and these are gonna be my top 5 shooting guards in the game. But let me know what you guys think about my tier list in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.